has a very sharp edge, it's very light, it's going to help us separate that tissue, and then we're going to start utilizing some instruments, some tunneling knives that are going to help us create a tunnel. And in that tunnel, we're going to ultimately be able to place our connective tissue material. We're going to be utilizing some of these instruments for us to displace the patella very gently so we can thoroughly advance this tissue and ultimately release some of these adhesions that are going to prevent that tissue from being manipulated. It is important to understand that there's some family zones. It is important to understand that there are some family zones, and these family zones are going to be a facilitated procedure as well. It's going to be facilitated procedure, and that is start with the zone 1, which is going to be much more at the base of the tooth. It is not going to be affecting the papilla. That is the last thing that you want to do. So that is the first zone. The second zone is going to get at the base of the papilla. And the last one is going to be getting very close to the papilla. But you cannot start by affecting or by approaching the interproximal area because sometimes that tissue is very delicate and you're going to end up tearing it apart. You're going to end up injuring the flap, so to speak, and opening the flap. We're going to be borrowing tissue, and that tissue is going to be suture. I like to suture my border sides. We're going to be suturing that recipient side as well. And there are techniques to do that as well. But that is mainly what we're looking at. We're looking at the part of the sequencing. We're going to start with that type of principle, approaching at the base. We're going to be utilizing some of our scalpel blades. We're going to be using some of these tunneling instruments. We're going to be utilizing different configurations of tunneling instruments, those instruments that you feel comfortable working with, for us to release those tunnels, for us to create that space. And we can have an intrasulcular approach, or we can have, like Dr. Thomas today has proposed with the VISTA technique, having some vertical incisions that are going to facilitate the creation of the tunnel from an apical approach going forward. And we're going to utilize instruments, or we're going to utilize sutures for us to bring that connective tissue that we have harvested for some community to prefer to use as an allograft. That is also a viable technique, like my colleague Aral has been working with. But we can use sutures as well as the lingual aspects of the mandibular incisors. So we're using sutures in order to position that material in place. When we take a look at a case, these are the lessons that I learned from this case. This is the mother of one of my colleagues who came to have central incisors treated. We're going to be developing a tunnel. This is a very nice phenotype. We're going to be working on the surface of the roots. We're going to be engaging the connective tissue with the suture material in order for us to reposition it. We're going to be utilizing these instruments to protect it. We're going to be fixating not only our flap but also connective tissue. Something that happened in this particular case was that after a period of time, this papilla got hurt and you started seeing a black space. And that was kind of a nervous moment. It was the moment I was sweating, but with time things got better. And we know that as long as we have the right type of bone in comparison to the interproximal space, to the apical portion of the interproximal bracelet, that papilla should return. And that is what happens for this patient that is slowly working and 3 days time, a time where the patient was wondering what's going to happen with that tissue. But there is nothing like doing a little bit of time for things to heal. And we can see what was happening at 6 months, and then we can see a third month. So what I wanted to share with you is that no matter how non-invasive you are, anytime we do surgery, we can create some changes. And we don't have control sometimes of when those changes are going to occur. So it is important to always have this discussion with patients that even though we want to have this type of result, with time, thankfully, this was resolved. But in some difficult situations, this can be a part of the surgery, and it cannot be remediated. So it is important to understand that. This is another patient that had a recession of the canine incisor and had a cleft. And it is important to look at this cleft because those clefts are also part of the individual lesion. I like to remove the epithelium of those clefts so I can get approximation of those edges. That's what we're going to see in this video. And then we're going to borrow connective tissue. I am 99% of my practice, I'm working with autogenous tissue, and I'm going to utilize in this case sutures to fixate my tissue in the right location. And after I'm done fixating this connective tissue on this recipient side, I'm going to be using some sutures. These are 7-0 sutures to bring that cleft together and bring the edges of the recession together as if you're doing a closed tunnel that has been described by my friend Anne and Anthony Scalia. And then we're going to be utilizing some of these smaller suture materials to have that kind of closure. And this is the way the patient is starting with the treatment. This is the way the patient is looking at after 16 months. So that's very successful. When you take out your restorative materials, you have to remove those restorations that are leaking. You have to reestablish the CEJ. And once the CEJ has been reestablished, then we can approach our tunnel. We're going to prepare our tunnel. We're going to borrow some of this tissue. And once we borrow this tissue, we're going to prepare. We're going to place some sutures on our daughter side. And then we're going to start utilizing the sutures to position, in this case, the connective tissue graft. And this is a part that is going to take some time. We're going to be utilizing the 7-0 suture material. We're going to split this connective tissue into segments. We're going to be working on the anterior area, and we're going to be working on the posterior area. And we're going to secure it. And once we're able to secure that, we're going to start working with the posterior segment. Once the posterior segment is done, we're going to coronally advance this tissue that has been displaced utilizing a tunnel probe. So this is the securing of that tissue utilizing those type of sutures. We're going to establish a 2=2 type of knot, an English knot. It is very passive. It is a very passive knot. It doesn't apply. It relies a lot on the friction of the suture material, which is very important. It's a very passive type of suturing technique. That's what you're seeing right there as well. And then we're going to start working on the coronal advancement of this tissue that is going to ultimately help us with the root coverage and help us address the chief complaint of this patient, which was not only having some sensitivity, not only having some restorations that were faulty, but also her teeth were becoming longer. So this is the type of suture that I like to use. It is very passive, it is not very easy, and it's very stable, and it is going to give us some good results. And this is where we started, and this is where we finished for this patient. This has been already a couple of years for this particular individual. Just to close with this last case, this is a false funnel, and these are very thin tissues. This is a very thin phenotype. I always prepare those root surfaces with mechanical instrumentation. And this is when I'm going to be using a combination of 7-0 sutures to approximate my connective tissue. And here I'm utilizing an 8-0 suture with a taper point needle, the taper point needle that we talked about earlier, that doesn't really cut, but displays tissue. It is not going to be cutting, but it's going to be displacing that tissue. And it is going to allow us to get that type of passive, very gentle approximation that is going to close that cleft. That recession is ultimately a cleft. I like to use the microscope to remove some of these delicate features as well, and that is the outcome for that patient. There are a couple of papers that I would like you to consider reading. If you do not have access to these papers, feel free to contact me. I'm going to be sharing my email address at the end of the presentation. One of them is by my friend Leonardo Chandron from Brazil, a literature review looking at connective tissue grafts and how they work, what is the best way to address these single recessions. Gustavo Ortiz was the leading author of an American Academy of Dermatology Best Evidence Consensus on Biologics, in which I was part of, that came out in October last year as well. And my friend Rita Burkhardt has a very interesting paper as far as the pain that is reported by patients when we are borrowing, when we're harvesting tissue, and of course the grand Zucchelli Giovanni Kelly has published an article in 2014 as well, looking at the influence of the size of the graft. I remember when I first started my residency back in 1998, we were getting big pieces of tissue, and we have been able to see that that's not necessary. We only need a small amount of tissue for us to try to help with the stabilization of the wound. Conclusive remarks, what I would like to talk is switch gears a little and talk about cycling. I don't know how popular cycling is in Vietnam, but I grew up watching cycling road races, and I wanted to share a real experience that the British cycling team went through. And it is the reality that since 1908, the cycling team in Great Britain had only won one gold medal at the Olympic Games, and in 110 years, they were doing very poorly. They were very bad, especially at the Tour de France. The Tour de France is the very important race of cycling in France. It is like the World Cup in soccer. It is the maximum event that happens in the sport. They hired David Brailsford, and David Brailsford came to that team and he started working with different approaches, and the changes were outstanding. In 2008, the British cycling team won 50% of the gold medals at the Olympic Games in Beijing. Later on in 2012, they collect 9 Olympic records and 7 world records at the Olympic Games in London.